Hey guys, it's Sam McDade here with Pure Country with Tim Hicks, our friend. Welcome.
Here I am. Yeah, thank
Welcome
you.
To Boots and Hearts.
Oh, it's like Christmas for country artists, isn't it?
What's the feeling like though? Like coming in here, you
Yeah.
say today is the day you get to perform.
Yeah, and it's 10 years to the day that we were direct support for Emerson Drive on the very stage that we're
Yeah.
about to headline. So
What was that experience like? Were you nervous then?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a long time since I've been nervous before we play. I live for those moments. I really do. But what
Now I'm
you
gonna
know,
try and make you nervous.
what stood out was that was the first time that we people were chanting.
Okay, cool. Like
Tim
singing your
Hicks.
song back.
No,
to
I
you,
mean
or-
like before we went on.
Whoa.
Yeah, we were standing backstage, and my wife, she was late getting there because she got caught in the traffic, and we had
Yep.
a new baby. Anna was just born. My mother-in-law was like walking beside the car, like, you know, bouncing the baby, like trying to get her to stop
Yeah.
crying. And I was on the phone with my wife. I'm like, "Where are you?" She's like, "I'm stuck in this traffic." And I was like, "Just drive around it, you know, get aggressive," I remember saying, right? And she's like,
Get
"I don't know." Like,
aggressive.
you know, it's like us Canadians, like she didn't want to like butt in line at the thing. I
Yeah.
said, "You're needed backstage." So she just gets backstage, and as they're getting out of the car and we're having our hellos and, "Oh,
Yeah.
I'm glad it worked out." It's like the band's standing there and the crowd's going, "Tim Hicks, Tim
No
Hicks."
way.
And we were
lulling
all
the baby to sleep.
we were
to that.
stunned. We were stunned. Like it was like, "What? Oh."
Do you remember, this might be like a really hard throwback question, but do you remember what you opened with then?
Yep,
What
I do.
was it?
So it was a song that I wrote called "Living for the Weekend,"
Mm-hmm.
and two things happened. So it was the first time, and I've been talking about this a lot today, but it really is special. Is that
Yeah.
it was the first time I was ever introduced as a recording artist.
Oh, wow.
So like I was a working
Yeah.
musician for a lot of years, and I still feel like I am. But
I'd say you are.
They said, "Ladies and gentlemen, open road recording artist Tim Hicks,"
Wow.
and that was like, oh.
Yeah.
Like it just hit me like a ton of bricks. Like this is happening.
And I made it moment.
Yeah, and then the intro tape rolled, and we're supposed to do this big intro, and the band's vamping on "Living for the Weekend." Except that when they were supposed to kick in, no one kicked in,
Oh.
and I thought to myself, I'm gonna fire every last one of those buggers. And
So you made it, and then you were like, everyone's got
instantly taken away. And so I poke my head around the corner. I see my guitar player, Andrew McTaggart. He sees me. He's like, "Breaker Blue on stage." I'm like, "Oh, God."
Go
okay,
acoustic,
here
you're
we
like,
go.
"Hello,
hey, listen,
everyone."
if you're going to make a fool of yourself, you may as well do it in front of 20,000 of your closest friends.
Yep.
So on I walk, and I just remember I grabbed the microphone, and I was like, "You guys are so hot. You blew the breaker." And everyone went,
You're a pro.
like that.
You're
And-
a pro.
Well, and just as that I said that, click, some tech
Yep.
clicked on the power
Tech
amp again,
wizard.
and boom, we were off and running, and we had a great set.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
So
it
you
was.
actually, and I don't know why I didn't know this about you particularly, but Emerging Artist Showcase, you were in that. You
I
did
was,
that.
yeah.
You rocked that. That's obviously going on this weekend. What was
Yeah.
that whole experience like? Because that is almost, honestly
Yeah.
like a little like audition, if
Yeah,
you will.
it
and
was nerve-wracking.
Not little at all.
It
but-
was nerve-wracking because it felt like my career was hanging in the balance of this contest.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I didn't win. A lot of people think I won. I
Yeah.
didn't win.
Yeah.
And that was, I remember thinking like, okay, well, I guess it's over. Like it's back to the bar scene for me.
No way.
You know, and I'm living proof, and I've been telling this to the emerging artist showcasers. I'm living proof. Like you don't have to win it
Yeah.
to have a career. You know, if you have a good song and you have the drive and the will to do it, you'll
Yeah.
do it. You know,
Yeah.
and so this is proof. Like you can go, you can lose the battle and still
Yeah.
come back to fight another day and
Win the war.
Exactly.
Okay, that's very awesome advice.
Yeah.
I was going to ask about advice for the artist, so that's really
Yeah.
good that you covered that. And anybody that maybe wants to get into this industry and follow your steps,
Yeah.
what would be your advice for them?
Don't. No. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. My advice is always the same. I always say, if you're gonna do it, do it. Okay.
Yeah.
So hone your craft. Go
Yeah.
out and play in front of people. Play at your grandmother's barbecue. Find an open mic night.
Yeah.
Stand on the corner. Like whatever it is. Get out of your bedroom. Because social media is a wonderful asset, and it's a great
Yeah,
tool.
because some people might think I need to stay in my bedroom and be on social
right,
media.
but I will tell you this, from
Yeah.
a guy that's done it a long time, singing into your bedroom, into your webcam is way different than what we're about to do.
Yeah.
And you have to learn to get comfortable in front of people.
Yeah.
And you have to learn to make mistakes and be
Well,
comfortable in front of people.
When you have to like open up and sing to someone, like the thought, I can't sing. We've talked about this before.
Yeah.
I do not have that singing gene. But if you were to open up to somebody, like that's a very vulnerable thing.
Very.
And you're you're like kind of bearing your soul to that person, like saying like this is something that I love doing.
Yes. Yeah, and not everyone's going to love what you do, so you have to live with that. But get out and play and hone your craft and get comfortable in front of people. That's what I always say.
So you're celebrating 10 years for Throwdown.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you, I saw you post about that when you were first talking about it online, and the album cover you had shared.
Yeah.
I had that like on my iPod Nano where you see the album cover.
iPod
I'm so sorry.
Nano.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I bumped that in high school. I was walking down the
Nice.
halls. So much fun to see that you've got so much success since then.
Yeah.
When you listen to that album after 10 years.
Oh, I don't listen to it. No.
What?
Yeah. Well, it's like you go back and look at your yearbook photos.
But it's a good album, Tim.
I'm very proud of it, and I don't take for granted that I'm still around after 10 years and that people still resonate with those songs.
Still
because,
love them.
Yeah, like, listen, Stronger Beer lives in the encore.
Yeah.
We're still playing Hell-Raising Good Time, Get By, Got a Feeling, Greasy John Deere Cap. Like, these are songs that were written in 2012, and we're still talking about them.
Listen, like you're in Oromadante right now, close to Barrie, lots of small towns around here. You would be a fool to think that Stronger Beer is not being played in like little various tents on the campsite.
Yeah, and that being said, it's like looking at photos of yourself or something. Like I don't go home and go throw on some Tim Hicks. Let's check it out.
I would love it if you did though.
No, I don't know. That's just not my personality. But my kids will ask to hear the songs, but more the demos, like the stuff that isn't released yet, the stuff that I'm working on. So I'm thankful for that. But every now and again, my daughter especially will be like, "Daddy, put on Talk to Time" or something like that.
And I heard that she's a big fan of that, and maybe was a reason as to why you decided to record it. Like talk us through that.
Yeah. So it's an outside cut, which means I didn't write it. So how this process works is like publishers will put together folders of songs that they think you might want to cut.
Yeah.
So it came to me like that in a group of like 20 other songs. And I listened to it and I thought, that's a pretty good song for someone else.
Yep.
Because they come produced with a direction in mind.
Yeah.
And it was very pop country. And what I do is more rock.
Yeah.
So I thought, it's a little light for me.
Yeah.
But that'll be a good song for someone else. And everybody from my record label, manager, my daughter, especially my wife, my producer, Derek Rattan produced this. Derek Rattan called me up and said, if you don't cut this, I ain't cutting it. Like, this is a hit song.
You can't say no to that.
And my daughter's like, Daddy, I love that Talk to Time song. And I was like, oh, fine.
You're going to be singing it as a bedtime story anyway.
Well,
like
so I went in, I have a studio at home, and I demoed it.
Okay.
And once I dug in to it and kind of put it in my own lane, like added more guitars and made it like more of a like Tim Hicksy.
That's what I was gonna say to you. Is like how, like what are the pieces that are you like in that song?
Yeah, guitars and drums.
Yeah.
The production was way more pop with drum loops and keyboards and things like that. But once I dug into it, I fell in love with it. And I'm man enough to go, listen, I made a mistake. I couldn't hear it. And that happens every now and again. Like you can't hear through production or whatever. And that was one time I was wrong because I love it. I love that song, and I'm really pleased at how well it did at radio, and it's become a staple in our set. And I hope I get to sing it for a long, long time.
We love it here as well. I gotta ask you because your daughter was the one who kind of like pulled on the heartstrings a little bit. I love that Talk to Time song you were saying.
Yeah.
Would you ever feature her like when she's older? Would you ever do something with her?
Yeah, absolutely.
Get her
I mean,
into music?
both my kids are musical.
Okay.
They
what,
take
instruments?
piano. They take piano lessons. And she likes to sing, and I've had her in the studio. We cut we were working on cutting a Taylor Swift song, like just for fun.
That's
like
sweet.
just her and I, in the studio.
Hicks version.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Annie version. And so her and my son both they both have the skill set to go in the studio and open up a session file and build a song.
Yeah.
Like in a kid sort of way. And I hope that they develop that and that music is a part of their lives. Now, if you said to me, do you hope your kids become, professional musicians? Absolutely not.
Stay out of it.
It's, there's more heartbreak than excitement or success. And I've been very lucky. But if they came to me and said, listen, this is something I want to do, I would be supportive.
Yeah.
But I hope that they do other things and that music is just a part of their lives.
Well, we're getting ready for this big show tonight. Emerging Artist Showcase is just wrapping up. You're going to be on the front porch stage. Before we go, last time I spoke to you, we did some vocal warm-ups.
Oh, yeah.
So you want to get ready for the show?
Focus. On your palate.
Where's the palate?
It's like close your eyes. It's in between your eyes and your teeth. And then you can do this one.
I'm going to leave it to you, Tim. Thanks so much for chatting with us here at Pure Country.
My
Good
pleasure.
luck tonight, okay?
Anytime. Thank you.